Toast fellas, Hard in the Paint,
Cocktail players.
How you doing? Welcome to Hard in the Paint Real Talk, episode number 15.
Ooh, 15 already?
15.
Wow.
With my host,
White Boy Dave.
Chris Alapag.
They call me the Crusher.
Oh,
That's your mama.
So today we're going to be discussing, traveling and getting out of your city and seeing other places and just how it benefits you as a person and how it helps you to, really kind of understand different people from different places and just makes you a better person as a whole.
Chris, I try to preach this a lot about traveling. When I was young, I had the opportunity to go some places. I went to a camp. I remember we went to Yosemite, not far away, maybe about a 6-hour drive. And they have Half Dome and El Capitan Mountain and these glaciers and these rocks that were just huge. It really opened my mind.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was like, who created this? And I was like 13 years old, and it really enlightened me and made me just listen to the nature and listen to everything.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot more. A lot of people only live their lives 5 miles from where they're born. Like in LA, there's a lot of people who have never even been to the beach.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
We did summer camp together. There were kids that we used to drive the school bus and pretend we were at even Magic Mountain and hitting the bumps.
Yeah.
I
I definitely think, since I've lived there and traveled to a lot of different places, when you grow up in a certain area and you go, especially not even just in the United States, if you go to another country, you can see how other people live. You can kind of compare and contrast how they live over there or how we live over here, because sometimes I think as a society or as individuals, we don't appreciate what we have. We think, oh, shit's fucked up out here, whatever. But you go to a third world country, you go someplace else, and you see that these people are living in the middle of the streets. It gives you perspective that maybe it's not as bad as I think it is, because at least I have a roof over my head. We have hot water, we can take a shower, we can actually eat some food. Some people are in the middle of the street cooking, living, no roof, nothing. And so
in Jamaica, no shoes. I mean, you go a lot of places, no shoes.
It's a luxury to have shoes.
No glasses, have been blind all their life because they can't see.
It's a luxury to have shoes. Everybody is either barefoot or they wear flip-flops.
Even Jamaica, Costa Rica, Brazil.
I think the key point to this topic too, people, is to be thankful.
Yeah.
To be thankful, first of all, what God has given us here in America. And then once you become thankful of that, now go out and experience and see how other people live in other countries, so that you really come back and have more gratitude for what you have, and be more appreciative.
Even little stuff like toilet paper. We take it for granted. Oh, toilet paper.
Yeah.
You go to some countries, they might have, in the public bathroom, they have squares cut out like this big of the newspaper that you need to, use.
Some people they use leaves to wipe their buttocks.
But it's just small stuff, especially food, and it really, to me, enlightens me, and I realize even though America has so many social maladies and problems, racism and homeless and this and that, I still wouldn't live anywhere else but here.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about living in other countries, and they go to other countries. Until you leave the United States and you see it for yourself, you don't know how good you actually have it here.
But what do you guys think? Like for me, when I was younger, my dad worked really hard. My mom stayed home with the 6 kids. There was no extra money. And so when I was young, I really couldn't travel. So, traveling is very expensive depending on where you're going. And so now once I got old enough, and I made some more money and I was doing some different things, to be able to travel and live other places and see different things, it's definitely a beautiful thing. I know financially it might be very difficult to try to see some other countries or be some other places, but I tell people all the time, and I tell my nephews and nieces all the time, try to do it before you get married and have kids, because it's easier for you to go and see the world. Once you have a family and kids, it's a lot more expensive. It's much more difficult with scheduling and schooling of the children. And so if you can, try to go when you're young, when you don't have as many responsibilities, because it'll definitely give you a different perspective on the world, and you'll never look at people the same again.
Oh, I agree with you on that, but I think when you're old, you can budget too. For example, you put that away instead of buying that expensive food or going to Mastro's or getting the car that you really can't afford, but you're paying that $600 payment on your car when you can just pay $200 a month on your trip and be gone for a couple of weeks.
There's people out there travel is better than having a Bentley or Rolls Royce. It's better than that. I'd rather have my house and travel the world and driving a fucking pink Pinto. And I'd be happy as hell.
You know, say it. Someone can take your car from you, your chain, your shoes, but they never can take your experiences from you.
That's the truth.
That's right here in your head.
That's
Same
one
with
thing.
education.
That's one thing that stays with you for a
Forever.
lifetime. But my thing is, like, he made a good point. The Hoagie said, you know, about by prioritizing, and all it takes is if you have a plan. And you say, let's say you want to go to Central America, and you want to go to Belize next year. This is July. If you start saving, let's say $100 a month, just $100 a month, you'll be able to go because it's not as. That's another thing. People travel is not as expensive as you think, depending on the place you go to.
That's a good point to have, Honky.
Yeah. I'm not a half honky.
Yeah.
I'm full
Half.
Creole.
His dad
I'm a
sells
brother.
Breitland watches and surfs in Malibu.
He might sell.
We'll talk about that.
might
Yeah, he
sell
does all that.
But travel.
It's always the light-skinned ones who
Travel.
want to be the most rebellious.
Travel with a honky's mama, and it'll be the best experience you ever had. I promise you.
She'll
I
take
went
care
to-
of you, though.
I went to Israel with his mama. Fucked all the Jews.
Got jokes. Hey.
No,
I
but
had a
no.
really good time.
No, but really though, like we were saying though, people,
It's important.
We can talk to you. I mean, I've gone on my way in my 47 years to travel, and I've been able to see a lot of different parts of the world, and I'm still trying to go and see other places, you know, and that's the first high priority on my list.
You know Chevelle's in Thailand right now.
Yeah, that was a good
You know my boy, Chevelle, boy, he's in Thailand right
But he's
now.
a perfect example.
And he travels.
He's a
to take
perfect.
his
He's, matter of fact, he's a
family.
perfect example. One of our friends.
Shout out. He's the
He's the 110. But he's a perfect example. We talking about he saved his money to go on adventures.
Yep.
You know.
And drives a bucket.
Exactly.
And it's it's one thing to watch a documentary about different countries. It's one thing to read a book about another country, but to actually be there to be immersed in the culture and to talk to different people and to see different things, man, it's such a beautiful thing. I really suggest all the people that are watching our videos to really try to make an effort to see the world and try to go to different places. It's a beautiful thing, and you'll never be the same again.
No,
Matter of fact, Chris, I would like to tell you guys something that maybe we'll do one time is that when we do another episode, we'll set up a trip for you, and for those that are watching and those that like, subscribe, and share, maybe you can get on the trip with us and be involved, and we can do something like this in another country somewhere.
I'll give you an example. If you ever,
definitely.
for the men out there, if your wives will let you go or your girlfriends let you go.
you come together.
Brazil is a great little place. They have great food, no preservatives, beautiful beaches, and they have these Cabrianos, but the food is incredible. Brazil, I'll tell you, Rio Rentals for Less, John Thompson will take care of you. Good stuff. It's a good starter trip for the men, and believe me, it will open your eyes.
And if you're a single man, go to Punta del Este.
I just do Rio.
Punta del Este or Bahia.
Bahia is the southern part of Brazil.
But it's more of the darker skinned Portuguese nationalities. But what I'm telling you guys is, once again, we're going to stress this because this is a very important thing.
Yeah.
While you're living, like they said, we have a short time on this planet. So what God gives us, we need to take advantage of it. Because He didn't just give us Crenshaw Boulevard, Watts, Compton, Inglewood, Hawthorne, Culver City, the Valley, Sherman, of Calabasas. He gave us a variety of things to go see. And even us here just in California, in our own California basin, we haven't experienced all the things that California has.
Hearst Castle, San Francisco, Monterey, Morro Bay.
So I mean, it's a variety of things that's drivable to go see.
Oh, it's incredible.
So
Yeah,
if you don't have a passport yet, which I suggest you get that too, try to start here. Just like you
go
said,
to Santa
going
Barbara, or
north,
San Diego, or San
going
Francisco.
north or south, or east or west. Well, west you're going to stop at the beach, of course, but go west. There's a variety of places that are nice that you can go explore and see.
Just experience different things. I think experiencing different things, being around different people, different cultures, different races, it really just helps you to appreciate, the beauty of people as a whole. And I think, to me, that's one of the most beautiful things about traveling and getting outside of the box that we all live in on a regular basis.
I think it has to do with, like, a lot of people who don't travel. There's a comfort zone.
Yes.
You're comfortable. This area. Within 5 miles from where I live, I shop here, I eat here, I do this here.
But I think that's a fearful thing too, because we've known a lot of guys that had tons of money, and the furthest they've been is fucking Las Vegas.
They don't want to go there.
Yeah.
They don't wanna go
They ain't been to the fucking beach,
Yeah.
and that's sad. You have all this money, but you won't get on a plane and go travel. You get on a fucking boat then if you're scared to fly.
Yeah.
The boats go far too. And we started on ships before we got the planes. You know, if you gotta build your fucking boat, build one. Just whatever it takes. You know, my thing is, you got to be willing to sacrifice to
Your
get out
comfort
there and
zone.
go see it.
Yeah, get out of your
Yeah.
comfort zone a little bit and just.
It's like the
explore
first
a little
time you tried sushi.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta kind of, or the first time you ate pussy. You know, you gotta get in your comfort zone.
You knew it looked like you knew it looked like an oyster, and you probably never ate oyster before. I just told a girl that the other day, and you know, you say that you don't eat sushi, but you have sushi in between your legs.
That's Susie.
I know. I'm definitely not eating sushi because I'll be like Will Smith in that movie. My face will be so swollen. Oh man, I can't do that.
Okay.
So, anyways, we appreciate your time and thanks for watching Hard in the Paint Real Talk episode number 14. Again with my host,
White Boy Dave,
Chris Manalapag,
Crusher.
Cedric Bello, Crusher. Peace. We'll catch you next time.